Are you thinking about moving to Cincinnati? Well, Finneytown and Wyoming are both right next to each other, but living in these two towns is completely different. So let's talk about why and see which one might be the best fit for you. Hey, if this is your first time on the channel, my name is Evan. I'm a local real estate agent here in Cincinnati, and if you're looking for more content on the Cincinnati real estate market, then consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you can be the first to know about what's happening in the Cincinnati real estate market. I get calls and texts from people just like you every single day, and I love it. So if you're looking to move in a week, a month, or even a year out, I'd love to talk with you. You can shoot me a text, call me, send me an email, book a call with me, whatever's most comfortable for you. No pressure. All of my information is in the description, but that's enough for me. Let's get on with the video. All right, so we're gonna break this down into a few different categories, and I'll have the chapters as I always do in the description. So if you're just looking for certain topics, then feel free to skip around. But we're gonna start out with the location of both and what the commute is like for both. So as far as the distance of Finneytown and Wyoming to downtown Cincinnati, they're pretty similar. If you go on Google Maps, I'll just show you here, I'll pop it up on the screen. Finneytown is around 25 minutes and Wyoming is gonna be about 20 minutes. Now, both of those times are assuming that you're using I-75 and also assuming, big assumption here, that there's no traffic. So if you've driven on I-75 before in the Cincinnati area, you know there's gonna be traffic. So especially during like typical commute times from about 7:30 to 9, and then it seems like it's coming earlier and earlier in the afternoon. I feel like if you're on the interstate at like 3:30 until about 6, it's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. So I would recommend adding on 20, even 30 minutes in some cases, depending on where you're going in downtown, if you hop on I-75. Now, the good thing about both of these is that you have quick access to I-75, and also you have another interstate, it's Ohio 126 West. And so 126 West, it runs east to west. So it's going this way, right? Whereas I-71 and 75 go this way. The 126 West, it helps you get to other places in Cincinnati, like for example, Kenwood Town Center in Kenwood, which is a huge mall that has like every shop you could possibly imagine. So you can get to Kenwood using that in about 20 minutes. And traffic on that interstate usually isn't as bad. It's never gonna be, in my experience, like bumper to bumper traffic like it would be on I-75. And then of course, you do have I-71. You won't use that as much if you're in Wyoming and Finneytown, just because it's more on the east side. If you find yourself in like Oakley or Norwood or Hyde Park, I-71 will be over there for you to use. But again, most of the time for your commutes, you're gonna be using I-75. And I will say, if you're in Finneytown and also Wyoming too, you could use Winton Road. Winton Road is a main road that it runs up through Finneytown, Springfield Township, Forest Park. So depending on where your commute is, you could get away with just commuting on Winton Road. I used to take that road for my commute, and the only downside of that is there's a lot of traffic, or like stoplights I should say, and there's a couple school zones you run into, but you'll probably beat the I-75 traffic. All right, the next category is gonna be housing, and we're gonna talk about the types of homes, but also how much the homes typically cost. So the average price of a home in Finneytown is about $232,000, and the average price of a home in Wyoming is about $480,000. So quite a big difference right there. You're talking about a difference of $250,000. So let's get some more information there and kind of figure out why that is the case. So let's start off with the types of homes that you see in both of these areas. So Wyoming's gonna have a lot more character, I would say. They have more historic homes, like colonials and Tudor style homes. And these type of homes can reach to 7 figures. So not all of them are in Wyoming, but it's not out of question to see a home in the high 6 figures or even go into the 7 figures here in Wyoming for those types of homes. Now, of course, Wyoming still has your typical style homes in ranches and Cape Cods and things like that. And so that's where you'll find more homes in that $400,000 to $600,000 range. But again, I think part of the reason that average is a little bit higher in Wyoming is because of the fact that you have those high six-figure, low seven-figure homes in Wyoming that Finneytown is not going to have. Now, Finneytown, on the other hand, most of the homes in Finneytown are going to be ranches and Cape Cod style homes. And there's also some craftsman style homes as well. Depending on what street you're on, there are some homes that are newer. In my experience, most of the homes were built in the 50s and 60s here in Finneytown, although you do have some that were built in the like 70s and 80s as well. And those are the ones that are typically more the Cape Cod craftsman style. The ranches, there were a lot of ranches built in the late 50s here in Finneytown. And when I say ranch, what I'm talking about here in Finneytown is it's a lot of 3-bed, 1-baths, or even 3-bed, 2-baths, and a lot of them are like 1,000 to 1,200 square feet. And so that does make it more affordable, which is why that average price comes in at that $232. This category could technically be a whole new category, but I'm going to keep it under the housing umbrella, and that's property taxes. So this is a big one that might go overlooked. So if you're thinking about buying a home, even if it's not in these two areas, I would encourage you to stick around for this part. I'll make it quick, but property taxes go underlooked sometimes. So in Hamilton County, the way property taxes are assessed is you're taxed on 35% of the assessed value. So the auditor has an assessed value of your home and you get taxed on 35% of that. So as an example, I pulled a listing from Finneytown and a listing from Wyoming, and I looked at what they paid in property taxes. This is something you can do if you're home shopping. If you're on Zillow, scroll down, it'll tell you what they paid in property taxes for the last however many years. Your realtor can also do this for you. I always make sure to do that for my clients. And if they don't, and you're not on Zillow, you can always go to the auditor website in that county and look it up. So a $340,000 listing in Finneytown paid $5,481 in property taxes last year. A $275,000 listing in Wyoming paid $5,641 in property taxes last year. So as you can see, the price difference in those homes was about $60,000. The one in Wyoming was $65,000 less, but they actually paid a couple $100 more in property taxes. Now it's going to depend on the tax district you're in, which again is why I recommend just looking at the audited website before you purchase a home so you have an idea, because different tax districts, they charge different mills. So mills or millage is a way to calculate property taxes, and from what I found, generally you're going to be charged about 65 to 80 mills, and the way that's calculated, so I don't go like super over anyone's head, is let's say the tax rate is 70 mills. All that means is for every $1,000 of assessed value of your home, you're going to be charged $1 in property taxes for the year. So if you have a home that is assessed at $300,000, they're going to take 35% of that number, which is 105,000. So you have 105 thousands. So you're going to be charged, and if you're charged at 70 mills, like this example, you'll do 70 times 105. And if you're wondering why the video cut just now, it's because yes, I had to use a calculator. But that would mean you would pay in property taxes for that year $7,350. If that was confusing to you, then I'm sorry for rambling. Ultimately, you don't really need to know this because it'll be on the auditor website for you, and your realtor can help you understand it. But in general, it's just a good idea to know how much property taxes are. If you're coming from another state, property taxes here in Cincinnati might be a little more than you're used to. So it's just a good thing to know and keep in mind. All right, we're about to get into probably everyone's favorite topic, but before we do that, I just want to say, if you've enjoyed the video so far, if you could consider leaving a like, it would really help me out, and consider subscribing if you've enjoyed this content and want more like it. All of my contact information is in the description if you've had any questions so far. I know I might have confused some people on the property tax thing, so feel free to reach out if you have questions about that. But let's get on to section number 3, and that is where we're going to talk about the schools. So we're going to start off with Wyoming, and Wyoming has some very high rated schools, and they have for a long time now. I'll keep this section somewhat brief because I've done videos on both of these towns, and so I've talked about the schools in both of those videos. but I'm gonna talk about a few stats here that I get from niche.com. I've mentioned that in a few videos. Highly recommend it if you're moving to a new area. You can check out the city and schools and get real reviews from real people. But Wyoming City Schools, their school district is ranked number 7 in all of Ohio. So they're always highly sought after schools. Many families consider moving to Wyoming just so their kids can be in Wyoming City Schools. They have a 17-to-1 student to teacher ratio, and 90% of their students are proficient in reading, and 83 of their students are proficient in math. And all those stats were courtesy of niche.com. Now, Finneytown schools are not nearly as high rated as Wyoming, which is fair. I mean, Wyoming set a high bar with being a top rated school district in the entire state. Finneytown doesn't excel in academics like Wyoming does. Again, these stats are from Niche, but there's Finneytown's secondary campus, which encompasses 7th through 12th grade. Their students there have a 43% proficient score in reading and a 19% proficient score in math. On some positives, they are ranked as the number 4 most diverse school in Ohio, which I think is pretty neat. I didn't grow up in Ohio, but a school I went to, we were pretty diverse, and I think that gave me a great experience. A lot of gratitude for how I grew up, because it gave me perspective on a lot of different perspectives of how people grew up and their culture and things like that. And so I think that's a cool aspect of Finneytown, to be that diverse and one of the most diverse school districts in all of Ohio. And they actually do have a slightly better student to teacher ratio at 15-to-1, that's a pretty good teacher or student to teacher ratio. So again, it's just something to think about. If you have a family or you're thinking about starting a family, this could be where your kids would go to school. So I understand that's very important and can be a make or break for some people. And I will say that does, whether we like it or not, that does impact how home values are there. Wyoming being a highly rated school, it's a highly sought after area for families, and so homes are going to hold their value and potentially sell for more than other areas that don't have as highly rated schools. On the flip side though, Finneytown could be a great opportunity for first-time home buyers where home prices are more affordable, and it doesn't mean that just because they're not highly rated that you aren't going to have a good experience in that school. All right, section number 4, let's talk about the lifestyle and the amenities that these towns offer. So as far as restaurants and shopping and community and all that stuff, Finneytown has a ton of it. So they've actually, I mentioned Winton Road earlier. It's kind of a main road that runs through Finneytown, and there's a lot going on there. So of course you've got your staples, like you have Kroger, you have Planet Fitness, you've got plenty of restaurants down there. There's Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, City Barbecue, just to name a few. They also have a Dunkin', and they just opened up a Dutch Bros. So if you're a coffee lover, I'm not even the biggest coffee guy, but I had to check out Dutch Bros, and I will say it was pretty awesome. I'll probably end up going back. Be prepared for a long line though. I think it's died down a little bit, but the first couple weeks they were open, I mean, the line was insane. I think they're the only one in Cincinnati or maybe Ohio. So there's a lot of hype around Dutch Bros right now. As far as Wyoming goes, I will say Wyoming's a smaller area, so they don't have as much within the Wyoming limits, but it's just a short drive to get to another neighborhood. So there's not a lot, while there's not a lot in Wyoming, you still can get to things like a Kroger or, banks or gyms within a 10-minute drive or so. Wyoming definitely has more of a community feel, in my opinion. A lot of the stuff that they do have is more local. There's a strip of Wyoming that's kind of like, I almost consider it like their downtown area. Then they have Gabby's Cafe there, which is a local restaurant that's been around for a while. They have Gilligan's Brewery, and right outside Gilligan's Brewery there's a ton of green space with an amphitheater, so they do some concerts there sometime. There's a dog park in that area. You also have, on that strip, you have Wyoming Meat Market, which is an awesome butcher that I've actually been to a few times. So Wyoming definitely has that community feel They do a farmer's market as well. I think it runs from May to October, and so that's every weekend. And so there's a lot of community feel in Wyoming because it's a smaller town. Again, if you're looking for convenience to be able to go to a grocery store that's 2 or 3 minutes away, Finneytown probably has you beat, but it's not like you're driving an hour. It's just maybe 10 minutes to get to a grocery store if you live in Wyoming. And depending on the part of Wyoming you live in, you might even be closer to Kroger than that. You're also in Wyoming, you're about 10 minutes away from Springfield, 10 to 15. So once you get to Springfield, you've got everything you can need. There's places like Home Depot, Target, all that good stuff. And as far as the demographic trends, I just want to touch on this briefly. It's good to know sometimes if you're coming from out of state. And I took this information from Niche. Sorry that I keep saying that. I just want to be clear, like, none of this is my opinion based. I'm just stating facts for your knowledge. So Wyoming is more centered around families and retirees for sure. Obviously the families are drawn there because of the schools, and a majority of the population is actually 35 or older in Wyoming. Now Finneytown also has an older population. They actually, 20% of the population in Finneytown is 65 or older. So it's definitely an aging area. However, it's kind of like there's a gap, and there's also a growing population of younger people too. So 30% of the population in Finneytown is aged from 10 to 35, which I know is a large range, but Finneytown has definitely got an older population, but there's more and more younger people that are choosing to stay in Finneytown instead of moving out. And real quick, as far as walkability, I would give the edge to Wyoming just because a lot of the streets there are more quiet, and it's just homes and tree-lined streets. So it's definitely something where you can walk around and walk to the areas where Gabby's Cafe and Gilligan's Brewery are. Finneytown, I mean, there's walkable areas for sure, but it's not as walkable to get to places like Kroger or Planet Fitness. So I would give the edge there to Wyoming. And if you're looking for outdoor space, both of them are pretty similar, close to Winton Woods, which is a huge park in Cincinnati. And there's tons of trails, and they have a lake where you can rent kayaks and paddle boats and all that fun stuff. So there's always people out there running, walking their dogs, things like that. All right, so that was Finneytown versus Wyoming. I hope I gave you a good breakdown of what to expect in both areas. So if you're looking for affordability, maybe you're a first-time home buyer or possibly an investor, Finneytown is a great area in my opinion based on the affordability. And then Wyoming, on the other hand, if you're prioritizing your family or you want great schools, then I would say Wyoming definitely takes the cake in that area, and even in the community feel area as well. I think both of these towns are awesome. I love both of them, and I choose to go to businesses in these areas often. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video, and I didn't necessarily want to pick a winner or a loser, but you can let me know what you think. Did I accurately portray these towns if you know about them? Or if you haven't heard about them, let me know if there's more information you want to know, and or if there's another neighborhood that you'd like to see me compare them to. Thank you so much for watching. If you're looking to make a move to Cincinnati, I'd love to help you out, whether it's in a week or a month or even a year. I love talking to you guys, so feel free to shoot me a text, call, email, or you can even book a call with me if you're in another state and we can still meet face to face. So thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing so you can be in the know about what's next in the Cincinnati real estate market. And until next time.